What's going on, people? Mr. Mom, bringing it at you on a Monday night, guys. Just kind of bored hanging out here tonight, so I decided I'm going to make a little video. Because I've had some suggestions of, what kind of videos to make and stuff. I wanted to make some videos actually talking about some technical stuff. So I'm going to talk about substrate tonight, guys. And the reason why I'm showing you this tank, for one, I think it looks wicked. I mean, that's, let's just start off by saying that. I know you guys are all thinking it, so I'm just going to go ahead and say it. But I'm pretty much done with this tank, other than just kind of letting it grow and just kind of come in and do its thing. But I want to talk about substrate because I got a couple different things that I'm doing with the substrate in this tank. And I believe in planted tanks, guys. I'm just going to throw out my opinion again here real quick. I just believe that if you want a nice scaped tank that's, nice to look at, show quality or whatever, substrate's the way to go, guys. Dirt, a lot of people use dirt in their planted tanks, and there's really nothing wrong with dirt. I've seen, quite a few guys that can do pretty nice scapes with dirt, guys. Slim Tim, comes to my mind, right off the bat. There's some other people that do dirt that have decent scapes, but if you're in and out of your tank a lot, guys, and you're replanting and stuff, probably not the best thing to use for a scape. I don't know. The water just doesn't seem to get as clear as what it does, in a non-dirted tank. And so I just personally don't use dirt. I use substrate. This tank in particular, what substrate to use, it really, you got to think about what kind of plants you're going to be putting in the tank. Like, for instance, glossostigma that I'm using to carpet, the bottom of this tank with, or the front part of this tank. The glossostigma, guys, it's a really fine stemmed plant. You're gonna have a really hard time planting, glossostigma or a lot of carpeting type of plants in really coarse substrate. You're gonna want to use a finer substrate. What I'm rolling in this, it's just black fluorite. But what I did, because it's still kind of coarse, it's like medium coarseness, what I did is I just mixed in some sand. I mixed in some black sand. And with, I did like a layer on the bottom of black sand, and then just, mixing the substrate in with that. So then when I go to plant, the fine stem plants, even like the stargrass is pretty fine stemmed. It's got something to grab onto in the sand, and I just did that in like probably the front 2/3 of the tank, and then the back 2/3, just have regular substrate in them. You guys can see the new blood stargrass up there. It's pretty much like stargrass. It's just, I don't know the technical name for it, and I'm going to find this out for you guys. I shouldn't be talking about it if I don't know the technical name, because that doesn't pay, proper respect to the plant. But either way, guys, it's awesome, and it pretty much finished out the scape of this tank for me. This is about, about what I want this tank to look like for the most part. I'd like to see this moss get a little bit more covered and short on this log, but that's just, my preference. And it's growing fine. I'm letting it grow, and I'll trim it out. So it's just the star grasses, the two different kinds of star grasses. Got the glosso carpet. I've got the Java moss on the log. I got the white marble rock, which is, it's supreme. And those wicked bronze Wendettis. So, can't really go wrong with those guys. It just adds a little bit of color to the tank. And then I got pressurized CO2 running on this guy. So, but yeah, as far as substrate goes, if you're going to pick a substrate, just try and figure out what kind of plants you're running in there. If you're running a lot of, thicker stem plants and things like that, and crypts and, stuff like that, you could probably get away with a thicker substrate, some of the cheaper substrates. If you want to do carpeting plants, if you want to do finer stemmed plants, star grasses, baby tears, just finer stem stuff, more delicate stuff, you're probably going to want a more finer substrate. Or even like, I know ADA makes a substrate where it comes, it's basically dirt, but it comes in like little pellets, and over time it dissolves, into dirt on its own and just turns into like, the perfect substrate bed or whatever. At least for his tanks they do. So there's my rant on substrate, guys. Hope you guys learned something on that. I would just, picking out your substrate, go with, what kind of plants you're gonna be wanting to plant, and you know, just make sure that your substrate's going to be able to hold them down good, and they're going to be able to grab and all that stuff is what I would say. So I got different substrate in all my tanks. You know, I'd pick this tank because I do the little sand mixing thing, and I thought that I'd share that. So you can see this tank rocking though, guys. Tell me what you think. I'll go ahead and load this video up for you guys. Think about your substrate for a minute. Why not? That's it, guys. Running along. I'm going to cut it off. J Flesh Tanks, Mr. Mom Tanks. Thanks to all the new subscribers, guys. Really appreciate it. We're going to keep pumping them. Peace.